The TM680 from Taobao is probably the most popular budget keyboard available right now, and when Gamakay brought it over to Banggood under the LK67 name, I was pretty impressed with the LK67 kit. So Gamakay is back, offering a fully built LK67 with switches and keycaps in a brand new colorway. For transparency, Banggood did send this out for review, but it will not affect my opinion in any way, and they didn't see any part of this review before it went live. The keyboard retails for $86, so it's a $26 upcharge for switches and keycaps. My package got damaged during shipping, but the unboxing experience is the same too. You get the keyboard wrapped in plastic, a manual, braided USB-C cable in gray, 2-in-1 switch and keycap puller, and a 2.4 GHz dongle. But you also get 2 extra switches, which will be the same as your switch choice. I wish that the cable was color matched to the case, but it's the same one from the kit. Gamakay has opted to go with a completely custom colorway with this keyboard, with the dark turquoise and white theme and orange accents, with the knob also in orange. It's a 65% layout with 3 1U keys on the right, a 1.75U right shift, and 3 single unit keys on the right. The keycaps are XDA profile with a thickness of around 1.4mm. I assume that these are die sub because the product page doesn't specify how it's molded. This was my first time trying XDA, and I personally don't mind it because I'm usually not a fan of uniform keycap profiles, but the wide area on the top with the rounded but still distinct edges makes this the only uniform profile that I didn't hate. The text on some of the modifiers are super thin. I wish it was thicker to better line up with the font on the alphas. And the secondary legends being on top of the keycaps, in my opinion, throws off the aesthetic. You can get this keyboard with 6 different Gateron switches. I got the Gateron blacks since I haven't tried them before. These come unlubed and are 3-pin, but if you want to change them out or lube them, then it's not an issue, as this keyboard is hot swap with 5-pin support, but it does have north facing socket, so keep that in mind. One thing I found with these Gateron blacks is that they don't have any interference with cherry profile, and I even tested with 2 different sets, which I found to be a pleasant surprise. As you might have noticed in that sound test, my spacebar would become imbalanced when I would press the right side of the keycap, and it's because my stem holes on both ends were cracked. To remedy this, I added a thin layer of bandage to both stem holes, which seemed to work just fine. Gamakay did include these silicone strips for dampening the spacebar sound, but it's still super hollow, and I'm definitely not a fan of it. If you're looking at this keyboard for basic modding such as lubing the switches and stabilizers, or perhaps changing out the keycaps, then you can do all of this with the LK67, but if you wanted to try mods such as sound dampening or tape modding, then definitely avoid this board, as opening the case will cause you to be unable to put the Bluetooth switch back in the case, and you'll likely end up breaking it, like I did on my LK67, and other people wrote in my comments that they experienced the same thing. The connectivity on this keyboard was also super good. Switching between Bluetooth 5.0, 2.4 GHz, and wired was super easy with the switch, and the lighting on the knob changes depending on which mode you're in, with a 24 mAh battery to power everything wirelessly. It has per key RGB as well as side lighting and backlighting, both of which aren't really visible while using it. If you want to customize the RGB further, there is software to do so. The LK67 has a layer of foam dampening in between the plate and PCB, and it does help reduce ping, but some of it was still present, and the unlubed Gateron blacks likely would have accentuated it further because of the spring noise, so I went ahead and lubed the Gateron blacks with Thock's 205 grade 0 with GPL 105 on the springs, and I changed out the stabs for the ones on my LK67 bare bones, since those were already lubed with Thock's 205 grade 0 on the housing and XHT BDZ on the wires, but I also added stab pads to the spacebar to try reduce the hollowness. Overall, I think that the LK67 is a pretty good option for those who want a plug and play keyboard, and I think that the $26 upcharge is a pretty good deal, but the colorway definitely isn't for everybody. I would like to see this keyboard in different colorways, and I hope that my cracked spacebar was limited to just my copy. This definitely isn't the keyboard for those who want to get into case modding, but still a good option at $86 if you want to perform basic mods such as lubing the switches and stabilizers, or don't mind using a stock keyboard. I'll leave affiliate links to everything in the description, as well as the new transparent LK67 barebone. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.